What's happening, everyone? Today is Monday, the 5th of September, 2015. I'm tired, man. I'm tired. I've been traveling all day, and as a result, I'm a little tired. Monday shave. I had to skip yesterday's shave. Didn't have a razor. It's all right. Making up for it today. Today's brush, new mug, same city. Simpson's Chubby 2, Disco Haze. It's been ages since I got this, or since I used this brush, and it's been ages since I got it too. Today's soap is going to be old school barrister and man with the Ferrari font, Saeryan. All right. Time to get this thing I want. Like I said, it's been ages since I used this brush. This actually was the very first Manchurian brush that I ever got. Of course, it had to be a Disco Haze handle. I bought it used, and when I bought it used, it already had some time on it. So this is probably the, actually I don't think it is. I think it may be like the second or third, probably third or fourth, I should say, oldest knot that I have, because I have a couple of ivory handled, faux ivory, you know, the regular Simpson stock brushes that say made in England as opposed to made in Great Britain, which this one does. Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm tired. I've been traveling all day. Spent the weekend back home in beautiful, beautiful Nashville. And I had a great time. All right. Somebody on Facebook has been asking me, maybe you'll see this video, but somebody on Facebook has been asking me about Chubby 2s versus Chubby 3s, and he asked about the handle. I don't remember your name, sir, but I did post a picture of a Chubby 2 next to a Chubby 3. And before you ask, which I'm probably sure you will, I prefer the Chubby 3. It's taller, and it's easier for me to hold. And that's talking strictly handles. Hope you guys have had a good weekend if you're in the States. I hope you had a good holiday weekend. I hope you had a 3-day weekend. I had one of those. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Actually, it was really pretty good. Excuse me. Let's work this lather. This drive. The drive back here on Interstate 40 is so terrible, man. The drive to Nashville is always so enjoyable. It's so short. I never ever stop for anything, not even water, bathroom, none of that. I'm just ready to make it back home, you know. But this drive, the drive on at the end of the weekend back here, the drive east on 40, man, is torture. Today, of course, was no different. This could use more water, and that's what it's going to get. I usually rent a car, like I've told you, and I think I've mentioned this to you guys in the past, but I always do the, I think it's Priceline or Expedia, but I think it's Priceline. They have this offer, you know, pay for like a compact car, but get a next size up or larger car for free. So I've been doing that, and so when I go to the airport and I go to pick up the car, they always give me the option of like a Nissan, or no, yeah, like a Nissan Sentra, or I don't know if they still make Sentras, but the equivalent you know, small car like that versus a full-size truck. And those trucks, man, I'll be very honest with you. I'm not the truck type, but those things are comfortable. They're super comfortable, and they're like really loaded out. The only thing is, I'm not the tallest guy in the world, and they could use some steps. None of them have them, but whatever. Today's razor, I'll be talking to you guys about it for a bit. Wolfman WR1 OC on a WRH handle with a little bit different knurling. This one has a 0.67 millimeter blade gap versus the normal blade gap of 0.61 millimeters. First go with this razor. I let a friend borrow it. The blade is a, Gillette Platinum in the blue and gray packaging. And of course, Wolfman razor plus Gillette Platinum blade. It's untoppable in my at least in my den. As good as it gets. As good as it gets. Barrister mann saeryan violet soap. Beautiful little thing it is. Love this stuff. I'd say it's top 5. Top 5% of all things barrister and mann. It's pretty good, you guys. All right. Yeah, like I said, I went back home this weekend, and you know, I've talked to you guys in the past about how Nashville is really like growing up and all that. It's making that transition to the next tier of cities, and it's good, man. You know, it used to be before that everything was kind of concentrated. You know, everything was kind of concentrated into areas. A lot of the stuff that I used to like to do was in East Nashville. I like East Nashville. A lot of the people that live there have a terrible attitude, but it is what it is. But in the year and 3 months or so that I've been gone, all sorts of nice things are opening all over the city. It's nice to see, man, because in addition to having choice of where to go eat, where to go drink, where to go have coffee, where to hang out, blah, 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 now you can also go to different parts of the city as well. Each, of course, having their advantages and disadvantages. But again, choice. On the way back here this morning, I did stop by. Steadfast, got myself an Atlas, clearly. It was delicious, as always. The line was out of control this morning. You guys, this razor is sailing, takes me away to where I'm going. If I had to do this over again, I think perhaps maybe I would get a little bit longer of a handle, but that's nitpicking because I don't know if I'd actually do it. Again, this is the first go with this razor. And for me to come up with anything, I had to nitpick. James, that man. Very much looking forward to see what you got cooking up. in the Great White North. Hope you're ready for winter, my man. Also, new Kevin Hart stand-up is going to be in theaters, at least here in the States in October. I hope you set aside some of that Wolfman money to go check out Kevin Hart. Oh, I'm so looking forward to laying down. So, earlier today, I was speaking with a gentleman on Facebook. He's from Sheffield, and he had posted a shave of the day photo, and he had tagged it with Northern Soul, which is a type of Northern Soul. It's kind of like a dance movement from Northern England, Sheffield, Manchester, that sort of thing. As I understand it, the Northern Soul thing was kind of based out of Manchester. They used to call it Madchester back then. There was a club. Mike Pickering was one of the alumni of that club. The name of the club was Hacienda, and they really pioneered the concept of having an all-night dance event with DJs playing music, and those guys in Northern England, they absolutely love all the soul and disco, well, not disco, but the soul music, and the funk music coming out of the United States. Excuse me. If you guys can get your hands on a tub of this saeryan soap, so long as it's less than about 35 bucks, I'd say buy it on site. And if you don't want to buy it, let me know where it is, because there's a pretty decent chance that I'll take it off that guy's hand. That is an invitation to you to swipe a saeryan out from under me. So yeah, the club Hacienda, that was like the one in Manchester. Anyway, so we were talking about that. He's about 10 years older than me, and he likes all that music from back in the day, back in those days, from that area and that time. It's nice talking to him. I wish I could remember his name, but if you're watching this video, what's happening, man? I made it safe. Now, some of you may remember I'm a bit of a xenophobe when it comes to dance music. I'm very much pro, well, not even pro, it's just that I much prefer the old dance music from America, from Chicago and Detroit, and to a lesser extent New York. But we started talking about music, and he started posting some things, and I was listening to them, and this was when I just started my drive back here. So, you know how DJ YouTube can take the wheels of steel and just keep on playing stuff and playing stuff and playing stuff without you having to do anything? Hold on. So yeah, YouTube took the wheel and played some good stuff, man. Had something splashed up there. So yeah, YouTube took the wheel, and they played a bunch of that. They played a bunch of good English music from that time period. I forgot that the acid that was coming out of the north back then actually was quite good. A guy called Gerald from Sheffield. It's one of my dudes, man. He wrote a tune called Blow Your House Down, which is the joint. Detroit DJs have pretty much adopted that one as their own. And a guy called Gerald actually came to Detroit to hang out with Derek May for a bit. I don't know if any of the music that they wrote was released, but I would give anything to hear it, because those two guys, they're very, very good. And for them to get together back in the late 80s in Detroit on a guy called Gerald's first excursion to the city, it had to be magic, man. And I'd love to hear it. A tune in particular that I shared with the gentleman that I was talking, it's called Carino by T. Coy. Nice piano thing. I love that tune. He linked me to some music that some friends of his wrote and released on Warp Records. Warp Records is the big deal, you guys. I think I got myself. I'm trying new techniques on the mustache area to not bleed like over here so much, because it gets annoying. So I've kind of started doing a 4-pass kind of thing on the old mustachio. So if you noticed, I went down and then I went in like this. And now I'm going to go out from here. This gets most of it, not all of it. There's still the wee tiniest bit of stubble. So yeah, good conversation. Good music conversation. I love encountering people that love dance music like I do in this world, you know? It's pretty dope. So usually when I rent a car to go to Nashville, excuse me. James, this razor, my man, woo! It's very, very good. So usually when I go to Nashville, I rent a car. I prefer to rent a car because that's 500 miles in that weekend easily that I'd rather not put on my car because it already has enough on it, you know? So usually, 185 miles or so to get back here after being around those dummies on Interstate 40. Usually the last thing on my mind, my last desire, would be to drive some more. So I usually take an Uber to the airport, because if you rent a car via Hotwire or whatever, it's almost always guaranteed to be at the airport location. So I usually get Uber and blah, blah, blah. But sometimes, man, I just don't want to do that. It's just irritating process. A lot of airports have cracked down and been real jerks to Uber drivers and Lyft drivers for that matter. But their policies concerning rideshare services like that are getting kind of whack all over the country. And I'm going to pause this real quick and I'll be right back. Cool. Yeah, their policies have just been getting more and more whack towards the rideshare people. Makes it less convenient for everybody, except the taxi cabs, who offer garbage service, generally speaking. At least in the instances that I've used them. A lot of them don't want to take a card for payment. Come on fellas. It's 2016, man. Who carries cash? Cash is gross. Cash is good, but cash is gross. Don't do that. Not shaving up here still. Again, I'm trying to get this back under control. Trying to make this beard great again. So yeah, this time, you know, I did the park and fly thing, which is where you park your car somewhere and then you get a shuttle to the airport, blah, blah, blah. And here, they don't have any, like, straight-up park and fly businesses. All they have is the hotels in the area offer, you know, that kind of service. And I don't like leaving my car uncovered in a hotel parking lot for a weekend, but whatever, it is what it is. But this weekend, like I said, I did that rather than doing the Uber thing. And, man, it was nice to drive my car after driving that truck for the whole weekend. Oh. Looking forward to being asleep tonight. So yeah, 0.67 millimeter blade gap on a Wolfman razor. What you're gonna get there is blade reveal. And what do I mean by blade reveal? If you've not watched one of my videos where I talk about that, is the imaginary line, well, this imaginary line that's created by the top cap and the leading edge of the guard / open comb. Modifying the blade gap will make the blade stick out just a wee touch past that imaginary line. And that's where the increased aggression comes from in that razor. Now, it's not aggressive per se. It's just more efficient than a regular 0.61 millimeter blade gap Wolfman. And it works wonderfully, beautifully. And it's funny because on the 0.61 millimeter, on the regular spec Wolfman, I think I prefer the safety bar version, whereas on this, 0.67, I think I prefer this open comb a little bit more. But I'll use this exclusively through the week and be able to make that determination instead of having it based on one shave. Today's aftershave is going to be Armada Blossom. But I'm going to use this bottle because that one looks prettier. This one, you can't tell what it is. Somebody asked about Armada Blossom and how they were, they wish it would have been a thing. Contact user Spa Treatment on Reddit and ask him about Armada Blossom. He's the guy that makes this stuff. Came up with this wonderful, beautifully floral scent. And yeah, just take it up with him. Barrister Man Hallows pre-sale will be coming to an end shortly. Tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe even tonight. Get on it if you're not. The Barrister's Reserve aftershaves should be shipping towards the end of next week. Very excited. Oh man, this stuff is wonderful. All right, you guys, that is that's what I like to refer to as it. Hope you guys have a good week. Hope you've had a good week. Hope you had a good weekend. Yeah, enjoy your week, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.